Hello everybody, this is going to be a little bit more of a different video, I suppose, because I have already recorded this video once before, and the file was corrupted, so that's why this figure is already out of the box. Yeah. But luckily, because I'm a hoarder, and I haven't thrown away basically any of my classified boxes yet, I still have the Bat Box, so here's the Bat Box. Just wanted to take a look at it before we get into the rest of the video. I just want to acknowledge the artwork on this box being beautiful. I think this art is amazing, and I really like that basically every single classified figure, when it comes to the box art, has a unique art style in the box. Like, for instance here, spoiler for the next video, Storm Shadow. The Storm Shadow box has this beautiful, like, Japanese-inspired artwork, and it just looks amazing. Like, you take, for instance, these two side by side, you have these two totally different art styles, but I'm fully on board for that. I like that a lot. I like having just something unique and different when it comes to the figures, and I think that's really fun, and I really like that. Now, before we get into the figure completely, we of course have to look at the spec sheet on the side here, which, as you can see, clearly indicates that they are a rook. They can punch you. They have what appears to be some sort of comic book-esque ninja star symbol, and they love the world. And I just punched the crap out of my mic. Whoops. Oh yeah, I got a new camera stand. So yeah, hopefully this one works much better than my last one. So yeah, this is the Bat, and he's currently holding one of Gung Ho's guns, because I'm not big on the guns that Gung Ho comes with, but I think they work great for the Bat. Like, you give him this sort of energy shotgun, and it looks great. But let's just bring him in a little closer here, actually, so we can get a better look at him. And here we have the Battle Android Trooper, which looks immaculate. It looks fantastic. I love this design. It looks just like if you took the original toy and just upgraded it, which, by the way, the original toy was the figure with the most articulation out of any of the original G.I. Joe figures, because it had an arm swivel for the attachments. So yeah, that was the one with the most articulation. So yeah, this figure looks fantastic. I love it. I love the sculpt work. I love the sort of, not leather, but this sort of leather-like texture that they have on the clothing. Like, it gives it a real, like, rigid texture. It catches light really well, and you can see all the paint work, or rather the sculpt work on this. Not a whole lot of paint, but you don't need a lot of paint when it comes to something like this. So you can see all the sculpt work, these really big metal clanky boots, the holster, which is a nice orangey yellow. I like the color choices for the bats. I think they look great. I like the very just flat black, and then you have the silver and the yellow orange type look, and the one Cobra logo on the side, which is an odd yellow. Usually it's red, so it's nice seeing that in a different color. This just feels like a Terminator, and I love it, because I love Terminator. Like, I would love to see a fully, like, flesh-covered bat, which I know, again, would just be Terminator, but I'm fully on board for that. Give me, like, a stealth bat, which is just a bat in, like, a trench coat and a top hat, like a Ninja Turtle. That would be great. Again, getting back to the sculpt here, got a little off track there. There's some nice grenades on the left side here, a nice belt, boots, pouches. There's this pouch on the side there, which, I mean, God knows what that's for. Doesn't really feel like this thing needs a lot of accessories, but it does have a lot. Again, the nice boots, silver, has a gun, which, I mean, with all this stuff on the back, I don't know why it needs a gun, but it does have a tiny little gun. But yeah, speaking of the stuff on the back, let's actually take the backpack off so we can get a closer look at it. It's just got all of the accessories on here. It's got the flamethrower, it's got the blaster slash rocket launcher, I guess, and of course the claw, the Dr. Claw gadget hand, which looks great. I love it. Very mechanical, very grotesque. I'd hate to get caught in that. Of course, Sarge often does. I'm not entirely sure what these are, some sort of energy or fuel, but there's some nice mechanical engineering getting done in the back here. And again, all these, of course, pop out, but we'll get to that when we get to the accessories. So yeah, that is the sculpt work of that figure, but it's just so good. I love it. I think it's great. Really good looking figure. But that's not all when it comes to the base figure, because you can take the breastplate off here and have a very nice look, very classic look of the inside of the bat. You can see the circuit board. In the original toy, it was a holographic. It was so you could turn it side to side and it would show a different image. But yeah, on this, it's just that flat image. And he also comes with a battle damaged piece, which I really like. Or rather, I would like if it stayed in. Mine does not stay in at all. It just pops in and out constantly. Like, no matter how much no matter where I put it. And now it's just gone. It's just vanished forever. But that's fine because it didn't stick on there anyways, so what are you going to do? But again, that's also not all, because if I pop the head off, there we go. Sorry, I had to pull it up behind the camera there. It did not want to pop. You get a battle damage head sculpt, which I think looks... Hang on. Okay, that did not want to pop on, but there we go. Got it on there after about a minute or so. You get a battle damage head sculpt, which I think looks really good. I like it a lot. I like that you can see the eye underneath. You can see all the you can see the actual like skull piece of the head, which I think looks great. Like this by itself looks fantastic. Again, if the battle damage piece worked, I would absolutely put that on there, but it doesn't, so that's unfortunate. But this looks fantastic. Like, I just love this figure. It's so well designed, and if I could, I would buy 5 more of these. I would absolutely build an army of bats, because bats are my favorite Cobra sub-goon, I suppose, as opposed to the Cobra troopers and the Crimson Guards. Crimson Guards are a close second, but that's mostly because of... Oh, whoopsie. Crimson Guards are a close second, but that's mostly because of Fred 7 from the comic book series, which, you know, I love that series, so... But yeah, no, this is a really good-looking figure, and I love it a lot. Now, as for the alternate hands, the way you have to do it is very simple. You just pull the hand out, pops out very easily. Grab your choice hand. We'll just grab the claw because it's right here. You take the other hand that you just took off, pop it right in the peg up there. There's one on all these. They all fit in there fairly well, which that just looks... That looks all kinds of wrong. And then you take the alternate hand that you want, clamp it right in there. Something's a little hard to get into, but that one's fairly easy. Then you have, of course, the accessory hand, which, by the way, that just looks so good. That looks so freaky. It's really unsettling. Imagine this thing coming at you. Just this gross claw hand coming at you. That's horrifying. I love it though. It looks great. That's probably how I'll keep it on. I like the claw hand. I'll probably put it next to my Sergeant Slaughter or something. But yeah, that looks fantastic. And that's not all, of course. There is also his blaster, which, if you take the pistol out, by the way, it has a little port in the front. So if you have any of those blast effect pieces, you can do that. You can put that in there, and you can just give it to him. And this thing is intense looking now. Now that is, you do not want to mess with that guy. Now, as for the articulation of this figure, it is fairly standard. It's your average G.I. Joe Classified figure, so you're gonna get a lot of good motion, a lot of range of motion from this figure. The head is on a dumbbell joint. As you can see, it's a ball on the top here, and there's a ball at the bottom, which gives you a very nice, very intense range of motion. So that's great. Sometimes this will get stuck though, so you have to work with that a little bit. You bounce it out again. There you go. That's better. There is a butterfly joint on either arm, and they can go out this far, go in forward that far, back that far. The backpack, thankfully, if you look, does not really get in the way. Not really for the butterfly joints. A little bit, but not too much, so that's good. You can keep it on there as far as you want. But as far forward as they'll go with the butterfly joints. The elbows have the biceps have a swivel here as well as on the shoulder, so you can get a full range of motion there. The elbows are double jointed, and they look very strange. Like when they're bent in that far, it just looks wrong, you know? I understand that they're robots, so you can kind of get away with some weird motion, but it looks all kinds of weird when you do that. So I prefer to just keep them straightened out or that far at most. It just looks odd when you do it that way. Oh, there goes the backpack. Oh well, that's fine. Makes it easier for me. There is an ab crunch, which goes that far forward, and an ab crunch that goes that far back. There is a ball joint at the waist here, so you get a full, nice range of motion, full 360 there, which actually that works. It doesn't even break at the back because it's a robot. Goes that far back, forward. You get some great motion here. There are drop-down hips here, of course, because it's a G.I. Joe Classified figure. All of them have drop-down hips. Really, only this one works well because this one has the whole, pistol assembly on there. There is a swivel here at the upper thigh, which is nice. There are double-jointed knees on here, of course. There is a swivel here at the calf, and a swivel and a forward-facing pin for the rocker for the feet. Now, as for size comparison, here he is next to Sergeant Slaughter. Again, even crouched, Sarge is basically the same height. That is a big dude. Good lord. But yeah, they look great together. What do you deal with that? Fix that. There we go. That's better. But yeah, they look great together. Here he is next to the big boy. We have Gung Ho, who, wow, he just feels like a full head over that guy. That is a big man. Good lord, these are some big figures.
And here he is next to my last review, which was Snake Eyes, who he actually is slightly taller than. Snake Eyes is fairly short, figure-wise. It's a fairly short figure. But yeah, he looks great next to that as well. Again, he's just going to blend in perfectly no matter what you're grabbing. And here he is next to my next review, which is the wonderful, amazing Storm Shadow figure. I love this figure so very much. The contrast of the white to the black looks fantastic. So there we have the Cobra Bat figure, the Battle Android Trooper, and I do recommend it. I absolutely do. Even though mine did come a little buggy with the whole broken chest piece, yours probably won't. And even if it did, like, I'm not that upset by it because he just looks great, pristine like this. So yeah, he's just a really good looking figure. Let me know, by the way, if you liked the last video I made, the Sigma 6 one. That was just something I wanted to do. So I don't know if you liked it, please let me know, and I would be happy to make more. But yeah, that was just something that I've been wanting to do for a while. So yeah, but yeah, thank you very much for sticking to the end of this one. Hope you liked it. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see. I'll probably do another video on the bats here soon because I'll probably end up picking up the Python Patrol one and the Crimson one as well, just because I love this figure and I'm more than happy to buy multiples. I bought multiples of those Seeker molds from the War for Cybertron wave, so I'd be more than happy to buy more Crimson Guards or, bats. Crimson Guards as well. I love those Crimson Guards. But yeah, thank you very much. Have a great day.